Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show is about to begin.
G'day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the GiddyUp Podcast, number 25 for this year, which I think might actually be a record for us. Of course, I'm always joined by the very, very attractive and good-looking man, Mr. Donny Elgin. Welcome, Don.
Mate, I thought my ears were failing me when I heard very attractive and good looking, but I just figured stuff it. That's the beauty of being able to get old. You mishear shit and I'll take it. So how are you, JT?
Mate, that
we
is
were
you.
missing
And
you last week.
Mate, apologies to everyone last week. I'm not
You don't
sure
have
how
to
much
apologise,
I have
mate.
disclosed to people, but I tend to get a lot of migraines after I had my neck surgery a few years ago, and well, sometimes they just absolutely smash me, and I can normally just sort of persevere through it, but unfortunately last week was not one of those weeks, so but I'm fighting fit tonight, Don.
JT, after neck surgery, am I hearing lawsuit coming up? Is that what I'm seeing where you're angling there, mate?
Well, no, you're not seeing lawsuit. I can't afford a lawyer. Mate,
Look
it's
at the money whisperer on.
Pretty tough one, but this is the problem, right? And this is the thing when you start tinkering with the human body, Don, because like functionally, you know, because my neck was unstable because of discs and blah, 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 my neck is perfect. So I have full range of movement, no pain in my neck. So you tick the box on everything saying that was a fantastic success, but something, because got something a bit upset somewhere along the line, and I've now got myself, the odd migraine. So,
Well, mate, here's hoping that that's not. Well, that is the worst thing that happens, because we know that you can get those under control, and it's hopefully something that we're able to stay on top of, and from time to time that's life, mate. Shit happens. I mean, I work in the disability sector, and we know for a fact that any day that you don't have an emergency or something go wrong for somebody, then is probably a bloody great day, because reality is, shit happens in life, and we just have to deal with it. And so if it means we have to miss a show from time to time, then so be it. So as I said, mate, you don't have to apologise. I've bailed on our great listeners on more than enough occasions, so it's fair that you can be the responsible one from time to time.
mate,
Big shout out to Ev. Ev's jumped on.
Coming live. I am. It's going to be one of those tech nights tonight, I've got to tell you, because I did the update on my computer about a week ago, and I just keep finding things that are not working. So right now I am unable to see the comments window at the moment. So I'm working on it while I'm talking to you, Donny. So
right, mate. Well, I can give you the heads up. Ev's on board. Anyone else that's out there, you can let us know. Say g'day, giss a wave, tell us get stuff, whatever you like. Actually, tell JT to get stuff, because he can't see what you're saying. Yeah, well, that's even better. Now, mate, there's a few things we've got to cover off. The first thing we've got to cover off is that, we're both officially fat bastards, and we're doing something about it. But, JT, there's good news, mate, because I was on a flight with my beautiful wife only a couple of weeks ago, and air hostie says, a couple of skinny bastards, skinny bitches. That's what she said. And straight away, I just thought, don't mind. Okay, that's different language. I haven't been called that before, but maybe that's just how it is in business class. But what she was referring to, JT, was that she was getting our drinks, and it was vodka lime soda. So that's actually the nickname to Skinny Bitch. I didn't know that, JT.
I did not know that either, Donny. And one of the segments I've got, which is a new segment tonight, I've put a bit of a twist on one of our existing segments, is going back to the origins of some of the phrases that we use today. I find it fascinating. So we're going to reveal a couple of interesting ones to our listeners tonight.
Very good, mate. A couple of things I also want to run over is that I don't want to run over these things, but a big shout out to my old man. He had a birthday last week, and there was a couple of people had birthdays, and of course September is a very busy month for birthdays. So happy birthday to all the birthday babies in September. Hope you've been celebrating, and also JT, I've got something I need to ask you about. Now I know you're my favourite geek, that's for sure, and you've got a big-ass Titanic statue that you built. I think it was a Lego one a little while back. Now, JT, you have been busy, mate. I know you're a very romantic man at heart. What have you been up to, JT?
Well, I've been building another bit of Lego masterpiece, Donnie, and this time they brought out the Taj Mahal. So the magnificent building in India that I was very privileged to see in my early 20s, and it was I still remember it to this day. It was absolutely spectacular.
Really?
The story behind it was absolutely amazing. I might share that with our listeners one day. And so it was awesome to put it together. 2,022 Lego bricks, but she's all done, all finished.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. If that hasn't just confirmed JT does not have a sex life, nothing will. But he will after that, because that 22,000, did you say?
Yeah, 2,022 bricks.
2,022. Yeah. Shit. That's a bloody lot of Lego bricks, JT. Well done. I would love one day for you to share that with the GiddyUp Podcast listeners. I know they'll be fascinated to see your handiwork. You are very handy with the Lego. And as an amputee, mate, I've sworn there'll be never Lego in my house. Can you imagine me just hopping on a piece of Lego? That would be the bloody end. So sorry, Hayden. You'll never get Lego from your dad, mate. I hate the shit. So.
No, it's I will share it next week, and I will also share the story that sits behind it, Don, because the Taj Mahal has a fascinating bit of history behind it. So I will, for those that don't know, I will share that next week as well.
Now, JT, I know you probably still haven't fixed your guru sort of.
I have no idea what's going on with any.
So there's a few comments. I'll go through the comments as they come up tonight, since we can't post them on the screen.
I'll get there, but you just tackle them off.
Well, so far we've got our favourite Kim D. She's on there and saying you are the biggest nerd ever, which is nothing new, but thank you, Kim, for your endorsement of JT's nerdish. And our old mate your mum has given you a big shout out, calling you blockhead, or I'm not sure if he's calling you a blockhead, JT, or himself a blockhead, who also allegedly fell off a ladder at work today. Not while he was helping me fix my roof, but at work today. So I hope you're recovering, Jamal. And good luck. But you're right, JT is a blockhead, the biggest nerd. There's a lot of names for you, JT. Johnny Duet is there. Finally found you guys. He's been beaten to the show by Ev. That's what he was saying. Sorry, he wasn't beating the meat at all. So well done, John, for finding us. We are back, and today's going to be a great show. Now, JT, I don't know what rock you were living under, but this is just get dressed up and feel sexy week. It's Brownlow, JT.
Oh, yes.
It's the only week in the entire year you can talk about women and how good they look, because every other day you say that you're talking down about women, you're sexualizing them, you're doing some bad shit in the eyes of all the flogs in the world, but no one can actually appreciate beauty anymore. But of course we're allowed to do it during the Brownlow, and it is fantastic. More importantly, JT, I know you are a big fan of women's fashion and you are our male model, but JT, did you watch the Brownlow? That's my first question to you.
I actually missed the red carpet bit, but I did see most of the count. I was just sitting on the couch with the laptop doing a bit of work while it was on in the background. I wasn't paying a lot of attention, to be perfectly honest.
JT, if you watched one thing, if any person out there watched one thing, and if you haven't seen it, I encourage you to go back and have a look. And that is, JT, believe it or not, nothing to do with women's fashion, but it is the speech of Paddy Cripps, mate. That young man
yes.
Oh, God, he's an exceptional. There's no surprise that he's a Brownlow medalist. So consistent. What about old buddy Dacos, mate? How good do you have to be poll as many votes as he did, and would have won, 92 of the last 130
pretty much all of them,
Brownlows with that. Yeah, and still couldn't win it because Paddy just topped him with a record, which was sensational. But seriously, indeed. Patrick Cripps, mate, his parents should take a bow. The brothers, I mean, they're probably taking more than a bow, because it sounded like they're decent sort of people that like to celebrate. But I was just so impressed by him. It was bloody awesome, mate. Great speech and a fine young man right there.
No, I agree. It was a great speech. Well done, worthy winner, all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. But it is a shit award, let's be honest. It is a midfielder's award. I'm not going to go into it and bore everyone to death, but literally no one is ever going to win that award now if they're not in the midfield. So it just seems a bit ridiculous, to be honest, is to call it a competition-wide award.
That's what I like about you, JT. You can never just go, yeah, that's good, Don. Man, you've always got an angle, and you have to bring the show down. Why do you do that? No, it's a good point, though. I mean, history tells us. Who was the last anyone out of the midfield? Was it Plugger Lockett? Was he the last one that wasn't a midfielder to win it?
Mate, no idea. It's been a long time ago, and I just can't see it ever happening again, right? And look, it makes sense. I mean, the umpire, the midfielders get most of the ball, right? So unless you do something exceptional and kick 10 goals or something, you're just not going to get a look in. And defenders obviously don't get a look in at all, typically.
Yeah. Well, mate, they're not allowed to do anything, let alone bloody, poll a vote or anything. So, anyway, what's Denise? I don't know about that. Very good point, JT. I'm not sure what that was. I actually agree, JT.
Can you say that? Hey, mate, the one night I can't see the comments. Come on.
Cannot see the comments, mate, because they are coming in thick and fast. They love your take on the fact that it's a midfielders award. All right, well, we'll move on from that since you're all agreeing with JT.
No, can you just go through each one of those comments, Don? I can't see them. So just feel free to go into a bit of depth.
I'll tell you what I can tell you, though, is that everybody agrees that Paddy is a bloody legend, and everyone, like us, was very proud of him, and they do agree with you, JT. It's a midfielder's award, and no one's got a hope. So, literally, if you're not a midfielder, change your position. Otherwise, forget about the brown light. But, no, they love you, JT. The people love you. We know that you're a man of the people. And, mate, I want to also find out how would you feel? You rock up there, you're a little bit nervous because you're one of the favourites, and I'm talking about Bont. How would you feel if you're the Bont and you've got bloody Treloar in your team? The bastard stole all these votes, surely. Treloar pulled the house down, did a great job, but, that killed it for the Bont, surely. Was he stitched up?
Seemed like he was a bit stitched up when the AFL the AFL CEO boss pots him before the night even started and said, "I've heard he's no chance." Probably not a good sign. I would have thought.
Was that his wife that said that?
It was Andrew Dillon's wife
too, and I just thought, I don't reckon that would have been a comment that he would have really been fond of her saying. But and it sort of does make you wonder. The boys, it's all nice and theatrical how the big tough men bring out the votes, and no one's seen them before, but somebody's seen them, JT, and
of course they have. They know exactly the order that they've got to read the names out. All that stuff has been pre-done. So to think. So
you're saying it's rigged?
I'm not saying it's rigged at all. What I am saying though is it is staged. No question, it is staged, Donny. They know those votes. They know who's won before the night's done. There's no question about that. And of course, every round, do you think it's by accident that when Andrew Dillon's reading out the votes, that just happens to be whatever's going to give us the biggest impact that will leave the Carlton games will last? Or whatever. There's no accident. All that stuff happens, mate. So but I don't think it's actually rigged.
There's a bit of magic in TV.
Is that what you're saying? It's a little bit of theatre. There's a little bit of mayo put on everything. No question.
JT, there was a lot of mayo put on my guts in that TV commercial I did for Macca's. I looked at that and I thought, geez, you fat bastard, Don. So you're right. I reckon TV's blown out of proportion. Kids don't watch it.
Well, mate, speaking of fat bastards and stuff, now, for those that don't know, Donnie and I have been, we've been having a bit of a crack at the old squash the last few weeks. We've been fronting up. How's that been going, Donnie?
Well, I'm shit house. That's why you've brought it up, JT. That's why you asked, because you would not have asked if I asked you every game. I haven't been able to get a game off him. Fair income. He's bloody good. And I've tried to introduce racquetball. I've tried to introduce blindfolds. I even asked him to take a leg off. He is too good. He keeps beating me every game. But we're not going to give up just yet. I've bought a package, and so we'll...
Do you want to expand on that a bit, Tom?
A package of squash deals, a deal where you can get lots of games. So every week, JT and I we're doing a bit to try and look after ourselves, because we realise we've got one body and almost a full one, and it's really important that we just keep it moving functionally. So our advice is follow our advice, go and play squash, do something, get active, and then make sure you have a few drinks because you've earned it. Right, so that's the key. Speaking of drinks, JT, we have got a bottle of Spank this week. I'm hoping. Have we got any trivia questions, JT?
Have we got... Yes, we have. We have 3 rounds of trivia questions tonight.
Do we?
And the theme the theme tonight is, I'm going to go straight into our first segment, which is going to give away what the theme is. So, here we go.
Right,
and
let's do it.
Just for the record... seeing what I'm seeing there, Donny?
Oh, God, he's fixed it, or he's rigged it, one or the other. I don't remember seeing
let's just
that
go
one,
through.
JT.
Let's just go through some of these again, or let's just focus on those two again, shall we?
I think that's all there is, JT. Surely that's all. Oh, look, it's stuck, and that's going to stay on there the whole night.
Yeah, that's exactly right. All right, our and by the way, before we just start this segment, Don, I say it every week, but this could possibly be the best dad joke I have ever had.
I cannot wait. Is that first?
No, it's not. It's not. No, but I'm just saying it is.
Cool.
It's just giving a heads up.
Oh, you're just giving us a heads up.
Yeah, it's coming.
Right.
All right, our first segment.
What is it?
Geek of the week.
Now, Don, we love our little geeky stuff, right? Well, I do anyway. And, of course, it was a very, very big week last week because, Donnie, it's because of this. New iPhone 16 dropped at the Apple Store.
You've got
last
one
week.
already.
Got it on the day it came out.
Did you sleep
around.
out?
I didn't sleep. out. No, to be honest, my last phone was the 14, so I haven't got it every year like I normally do. I waited.
Well, you haven't withdrawals for not being up with the latest shit, JT?
A little.
That's unusual for you.
And I thought when I ordered it just to be delivered, and then I got the text on the morning, and I didn't. It was pickup, so I had to go to the bloody Apple Store on launch day. It was crazy.
Oh, that would have been. You would have been there by yourself, surely. Nobody else
there
would
was
have.
no one there at all. But anyway, I do have the
guys I do yoga with is a genius, JT. He actually is on the Genius Bar. So him and you, I should put you together. You've probably already met and had dinner.
We're probably best mates, I reckon.
What's Kim? Is those comments still working?
I can't see any comments, mate. No, it's gone down
sure
again.
Craig's jumped on board. And Kim, anyway, carry on with your...
Can't see a thing. Anyway, if you're wondering about what the big deal is about the iPhone 16,
yes, what is the big deal?
I can tell our GiddyUp podcasters, or listeners right now, nothing. There is no big deal. It's just another bloody phone. It's not that exciting. But what is exciting, Don, is the operating system. The operating system, which is what runs your phone, and when they release a new iPhone, we normally get a new operating system. That did happen this year, so we're now up to iOS 18. Is what it's called.
So can we just drop that into a 16, or is it into a 14 or 15?
You can. It cuts out at at about the 12 or 13. I think you won't be able to download it. But anyone who's got anything later than that, you can download it now. iOS 18. It introduces a whole bunch of new features. Most of them probably irrelevant to most people, but a couple that did stick out, or one that stuck out, is the ability now to do a text message in advance. So I could up to 2 weeks in advance. So, for example, if I'm sitting on my couch one day going, need to get my shit sorted, I always forget to send everyone a bloody happy birthday text. I can just sit on the couch and schedule it in 2 weeks' time or whatever it is to send someone a message. So you'll get the text thinking I just did it, but I actually scheduled it 2 weeks ago. So that's one of the new features that's come out. But... got to say, Donnie, even iOS... I know. But even iOS 18, if you're excited about a lot of the features there, it means nothing because the big thing about the new Apple phone is Apple Intelligence. Siri has been upgraded. Siri's become very, very smart and will integrate with ChatGPT and do a whole bunch of pretty clever shit. But it doesn't drop until iOS 18.1. which we haven't got yet. So the big selling point of the new iPhone was all about Apple Intelligence, but you can't actually use it yet. So iOS 18.1, for everyone who's interested, is dropping scheduled, no date, but rumours are to be around mid-October. And that's when you will really get to see all the features of the new iPhones. So, but it's a bit unusual that they pumped it out without having that sort of ready to go.
Is it, JT, is it unusual they'd throw a great big hook out there and just suck everybody in, buy something, and then just scam you to have to come back later? JT, I'm telling you now, JT, I cannot wait to call bullshit on you because I am pretty good when you're having your surgery. If you text me and I know you're under the knife, how you going, Don? Like, fuck, JT, you're asleep, mate. How are you sending me that? Oh, well, no,
doesn't
mate.
it introduce a whole bunch of new shit though, right? Because it's sort of the ethics around that. Do we go, well, what do we do? A good point there, Craig. Just to clarify, we are at 16 for the phone, but the operating system, iOS 18. So the actual operating system is ahead of the phones.
So the phones have outlasted the system, that's what you're saying. So we've got more Yeah,
more operating systems, yeah.
JT, you know what I reckon this is going to do? This is going to be a quantum leap for the dumbing down of mankind.
Mate, like, well and truly on its way.
AI are doing all this shit and people are not thinking, people just don't use their brain anymore. You know, the magic of finding the unused cells in our scone is gone, mate. No one needs to do that anymore because computers are doing it all.
Mate,
how funny is it, JT, that we actually have to, when you sign into shit, you have to tell a robot that you're not a robot. Like, you know, when you... I just think that is one of the funniest things of all time. It's like, oh, yeah, here we go. I'm proving to you. Anyway, JT, so on a scale of, yes, it surpassed expectation or that was a waste of my, what could have been good sleeping time, how did it rate? Are we happy with the...
I literally have not played with any of the new features, functions. I haven't even had time to even look at it. It's pointless. My personal opinion is you won't have a clue until the new operating system drops. That's when you'll get to see a lot of the new power. So at the moment, it's a bit of a nothing. It's like, yeah, whatever. Yeah. So there you go. That is it. That is our geeky section. Don, you have got a fantastic life hack, which is very timely.
Oh, cool. What is it? Oh, JT, I was a bit worried. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, JT, is I'm going to give you the heads up. We are not going to talk about my bizarre news. It's a horrible story that I found in my research. And I just couldn't, it shocked me that a person could do this. And so we're not going to go there. I'm just telling you now, we'll scrap that because it's shit. Thank you. So, JT, my life hack, is that where we're going? Yes. My life hack is this one, JT. I'm bloody excited because I know there's a couple of our listeners out there that are, well, they're probably 3 parts pissed right now. And the reason I'm excited, and they have every right to do that on a school night, is because, woohoo, kids, it's no longer a school night. You graduated today. So, JT, I'm referring, of course, to a couple of little prize winners from New South Wales because they had the Finley High School, my old high school, had the graduation for year 12s today. Of course, I'll go back on about October 3 for some exams, English and all the compulsory ones. But to the listeners today, and particularly the ones that are in year 12 this year, I know some of you are on holidays in Victoria, but you're rounding out your year. You have absolutely done what you set out to do, almost. Okay, so let me emphasise that, almost, and that is, I think about most things from a sporting point of view, and from my point of view, this is, you've made the Paralympics, the Olympics, you've now got your accreditation, and there's still a few weeks to go, so you're just about there. You're now in taper mode. Taper mode in school language is cram time. I can tell you now, all the cramming in the world is not going to change much. Okay, it's like the extra training. My advice is this is tapering. So this is fine tuning. This is go back, refresh, get yourself ready, back yourself in, just to give yourself the chance to look back in 3 months' time when you get your results and go, bloody hell, I got what I deserved. This is a good thing. Don't be too hard on yourself, no matter what anybody says. People have absolutely screwed up their exams and they've still gone on and done what they want to with their life. So not the end of the world, but it is a really good opportunity for you now just to use this time really wisely and prepare yourself so you can go into the exams and do justice to all the hard work you and your parents have gone through and your teachers over the last 12 years of your life and celebrate. So congratulations today for everybody who has just graduated or finished up school as they know it and is getting ready for the next part, which is exams. And like Rodney just said, just trust yourself. You got this. You've done all the hard work.
Yeah, well said, Donnie. And I've got a daughter myself in year 12, so on school holidays at the moment. Been going to the library, doing the study every day, but of course coming into crunch time. So to all the year 12s that are listening out there, good luck. As Donnie said, you've got this. Back yourselves in, and you know, even if you stuff it up. Look what happened to us. Bloody useless. We didn't got a degree.
A podcast.
And actually, yeah, you're right. No, study really hard.
Yeah, otherwise you end up producing our podcast, which we can't bloody find anyone yet. So actually, JT, this might be a whole lot of new students out there that are keen in this gadgety space and they could work guru geeky shit with you. JT, if anybody is out there and they're looking for, production sort of skills, podcast called GiddyUp is looking for your talents.
Wouldn't be hard to beat their current status either. So it's only up.
No, you'll definitely be shortlisted. And the other thing is you'll also get a chance to try the spank on the job. You can drink as much alcohol as you can handle. There's got to be some perks because we're not going to pay you. So,
free spank. Now, speaking of free spank, Donnie, every time we have a podcast, we give away a magnificent bottle of spank. And I did sort of allude to the theme tonight, which is around
the tropical
Geek of the Week, because it's all about iPhones.
Is it? Of course it is.
So before we get into our first trivia question, Donnie, I think I just heard
Righto.
that. Was there a new spank flavour? Did I just hear a new spank flavour?
Well, JT, I did have my firstborn over last night. She said, Dad, I'd like to try one of your new ones. I said, what about tropical? We tasted tropical last night. I hadn't tasted it before. JT, I tell you what, if you like tropical shit, I don't know how to explain it. It is just, it's like a little party in your mouth on the beach. Ta-da! And JT, it is, whoever wins tonight, just request tropical. You won't be disappointed. You will like it.
Better than the choc bomb, though. That's, I mean, have we lost you, Don?
JT, I just froze and I heard, is it better than?
Choc. Is it better than the choc bomb?
Like, it's a different drink. Choc bomb is more of a liqueur shot. This one is a drink and you can have it time and time again.
Okay.
So it's
enough.
like a mixed drink. Yeah, different flavours.
All right, well, to get yourself on the wheel to win a bottle of this magnificent spunk, whatever flavour you choose, we are going to get into one of our first of 3 trivia questions tonight, all iPhone related. The first question, and you know the drill. Yeah, here we go. All right, what does the I stand for in iPhone? Is it A, intelligent? Is it B, information? Is it C, internet? Or is it D, idea? What does the I stand for in iPhone? A, intelligent, B, information, C, internet, or D, idea? Donnie, what are you thinking?
Well, JT, I'm running with A, but it wouldn't mean anything for me to actually have any sort of clue at all. But if anyone watched my live the other week, just sit tight, kids, because I gave a hint of what you can expect.
Ah, did you? I wonder what the answer was, Donnie.
Oh, JT!
No, it's what? It's got what? The technical error there. It's gone. It's just...
JT,
I don't know what happened there, Don. It's gone.
JT, let me explain to all the listeners that are tuning in for the first time tonight. I did a live last week and somebody told me, Don, your wheel's rigged. I go, bullshit, we got 3 judges from the government, mate. It's nothing rigged. And they said, no, what happens is when the answer pops up, there's time for people to put their answer in before it closes off. And you must have watched back on the Facebook group and heard me say that because you've actually taken it off the screen. So sorry, guys. I dead set.
Donnie's ruined it for everyone. Donnie has ruined it for everyone.
I was trying to help you. I liked watching him squirm, getting everyone on the wheel. So how many people are going to be on it, JT? Who got it wrong?
Well, that's the question.
What's the answer?
How many people did get it right? So I'm just going to pop it up again. I'm going to tell you that if you put the answer as A...
Which is what I would have said.
Put the answer as A, Donnie.
Which seems like a lot of people would have done that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
A lot
this
of
is a trick question, guys. I know he's doing this to us. 6 people, JT, said A.
Yeah, you're all bloody wrong.
6. Yeah, we're wrong.
Yeah, get 7 on
wrong. One of you. Sorry,
Tell
Murray, Ev, Rodney, Buff, John,
But
Craig.
I tell you, if you put the answer C, Donnie.
Or C. C, internet phone.
How many people got C? There we go.
2,
just
JT, 2.
Oh, just Kim and Ben. There we go.
Kim
well done,
and Ben.
guys. Kim, D, and
Is it closed off yet? I think Josh got in there too with the C.
Oh, really? Did he? I don't think he did. Bang, there we go. Kim and Ben are on the wheel. That is the first question.
Craig spat the dummy. He's out. He's taking his bat and ball and pissing off home. Oh dear. Well, don't go yet because there's other.
Yeah, we've got more questions. Same shit's going to happen though. It's fantastic. There we go. All right. Congratulations to those two. You are the two people on the wheel so far, but we've got two more questions to go.
What about
so
Josh? He's down there.
Just hang in there. Now, I did say I'm going to give you a little bit of a taste of. It's a bit of a new take on one of our segments, Donnie. It's our Once Upon a Time, but I think our viewers might find this interesting.
I will.
Once Upon a Time.
Donnie, once upon a time where we get to just delve back into the past a little bit and look at past events or just, things that might have been interesting from the past. So let me tell you a very, very quick story, Donnie, that in the 18th century, before the invention of light bulbs or kerosene lamps, everybody used oil lamps to be able to see at night. So anyone who was working late at night would quite literally be burning the midnight oil. That's where that saying came from. I find this stuff pretty bloody fascinating. Now, Donnie, have you heard this one? And you have probably used this many, many times. But how about we just have one for the road, mate?
Oh, well, I've only got water and lemon, but yep. No,
Common saying.
For the road.
How's the history about where this one came from? So during the Middle Ages and the medieval period, the condemned, people that were sentenced to death, were taken from London city jails to Tyburn Hill for execution. Now, en route along what is today's Oxford Street, the cart stopped and they were allowed one final drink at a country inn that was situated on the road. And the one they were drinking was the road to death. These days, the phrase is obviously used for the final drink before heading home, but that's the origin of one for the road. It was actually for the condemned prisoner on the way to being executed, and they were allowed to have a little tipple before they got killed.
JT, this is magnificent. This has just raised the IQ level of the GiddyUp podcast. Why have we waited 25 weeks this year to get there? I had one for you, JT. Well, yeah, why not? Let's go there. So, JT, you know the common word that starts with F and ends in K, right? Well, Kim, I'm not quite sure if this is as factual as JT's because we know he's the nerd and I'm not. But JT, how's this? So, in the olden days, right, you could only get it on if you had consent from the king. So, JT, when somebody wanted to, bump uglies or do a little bit of the old then they would have to go and get permission from the king, JT. And then what they would do is they would get a sign, they would hang it on their door, JT, so they didn't get any interruptions, and it had fornication under consent from the king. And of course, JT, that's where the word fucking come from.
Interesting.
So
don't believe it whatsoever, but interesting.
Go with it, JT. Go with it. I went with you one for the road bit.
No, that's very, 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 very true.
Yours are factual.
So each week I'm going to bring our listeners some new...
Each week?
Fascinating. Yeah, each week. There's plenty of them. I love them.
How many? One or two?
I've got hundreds. Just a couple each week, but I've got hundreds of them. I reckon they're fascinating. So there we go.
I
now,
do like it. Right, good one. Well
time
done.
to get into a little bit of a heavy topic.
JT's Pick of the Week.
Now, Don, some very interesting world events going on at the moment, and obviously there's a lot of bad shit going on over in Israel and, that side of the world at the moment. And, I don't know if you heard what happened. I think it was last week. It might have been the week before. I've lost track of time now. But people's pages exploded and killed people. Now, what do I mean by pages? Because my kids are like, what's a pager? So the pages are a little electronic pages. Used to use them before phones came out, really. It was a way of relaying messages to people. And they were
little
being
indicator.
used, it was, a little message would, pop up, etc. And they were being used by the army back then to relay messages, etc. And so there's a little picture there on the left there for those that are watching. So that's what a pager looks like, right?
Well, that looks like a fancy one. The old one I used to have, JT, had a little message right across the top.
Yeah,
of the LED
same,
screen.
right? I know.
Tiny little one. Yeah.
They've improved a little bit over the years, and you'll also see the photo next to it. Yeah, that's right. Doctors still use them. Good point, Kim. And on the right there, you see an electric vehicle that's been manufactured in China. Now, what is the link between these two? I hear our listeners asking, Don. Well, it's bloody fascinating because you've got to think this is actually horrific in terms of what happened, right? I mean, literally thousands of pages went off instantly at the same time and exploded and caused death, limbs, lost off people, losing eyesight. It was pretty bloody horrific what happened. But you've also got to say it was bloody incredible that what happened was they essentially intercepted a delivery of pages and replaced a battery essentially with an explosive. And people, unbeknown to them, had been walking around with these for weeks, months, etc., until they were detonated unilaterally at the same time. So it just shows you the supply chain going into the army. It was just incredible that they infiltrated that and managed to cause a huge amount of chaos.
Sounds some sort of
it's out of a spy movie or something.
Movie shit,
it's actually
mate. This
it's
is
amazing.
The real deal.
Real deal, and they pulled it off, and real people were killed, right? So I don't say this lightly.
Shit.
It's incredible what they did. I don't say that lightly in terms of it's horrific in terms of what they did, but it's amazing that they actually came up with the idea, executed it, got away with it, is amazing. But you sort of go, well, what's the link between EV cars? Well, Don, I've been saying this for ages. What worries me about EV cars, electric vehicles, is they're controlled. And the government, anyone could just turn off cars at any point in time. Unlike a petrol car, as long as you put petrol in it, she's going to go, right? But with electric vehicles, they're using GPS, they're using all sorts of stuff. So all of a sudden, after what happened now, we've seen real world examples of technology being used for, not nice purposes, right? To cause death and chaos. So when you magnify that and you go, what about all the literally millions of cars that are driving around, and a car's a lot bigger than a pager. Now, who's to say that there couldn't be explosives that have been hidden in there, or they could just, you can already got self-driving cars in the US, so why couldn't you just hack the program and get all the cars to suddenly accelerate to maximum speed and terminate into a building? That's real world stuff that could happen. And so this week in the US, there are very, very loud calls for all electric vehicles that are made in China to be banned going into the US for that very reason. So there's already a huge amount of pressure on electric vehicles at the moment. Sales have been plummeting left, right and centre because the resale values and all these other issues have been going on. But this, I feel, could be the final nail in the coffin for electric vehicles, because if that ban does go through, Australia will follow suit. You can bet your ass on it. And then what do everyone do with electric vehicles? A lot of them are made in China. It might be good for Tesla, maybe. But the reality is the same could apply. It could still be hacked and the same damage gets done.
In reality, JT, that you surely have to say that would apply to all manufacturing that's done in China, like electronics. Like you think about the phones, you just talked about the iPhones and, literally everything. Like you think about the cameras, you think literally every single thing that is used. How do we know, does it all link back to China? Like, why are Chinese
not at all.
now the enemy of the world?
No, well, to be fair, this had nothing, my understanding was it had nothing to do with China, but the US are obviously so sensitive to, China as a big threat that it's, look at them, they banned TikTok in the US, right? Because, they're worried about infiltration from China and then getting all the intelligence, data. And so this is just another potential, point of contention, right? So now it hasn't been banned yet. They're pushing for it.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's right. So, I just think it's something it's happening literally and unfolding real time at the moment, and it is gathering a lot of weight. And in the US, their chief lawmaker is actually the one who's echoing the cause. So, exactly right, Evan, is a good point. So, where does this end? What I think it's done is, and again, I don't say this lightly, but I think, the world changed when September 11 happened. for a whole bunch of reasons. Every time we go to the airport, we're reminded of the changes that happened after that, with all the extra security checks and all that sort of stuff, right? We all live it every day we go there. And I kind of feel like in a horrific way, this is another September 11 moment. This is going to change the world because of how we've just seen how electronic devices can be used for, nefarious purposes. I think this is going to be a significant moment. And while it was only 3,000 people, we're already seeing the world starting to react and go, whoa, hang on a minute, this is a bit scary. We might need some more controls around this sort of stuff. So anyway, just thought I would bring it to our listeners' attention, just a different way of viewing some of the things that are going on in the world at the moment.
And JT, that's an incredible pickup. I also think what happens when the satellites go on the blink, that everything that we use now, like things like this, the old pen and paper, they're a dying art. The fact that we rely so heavily on technology, when we go there, at some point we're going to have to claw it back, aren't we?
Yeah, that's right. And, there's always been a long-term threat around GPS. There's so many devices that are dependent on GPS. What happens if you take out the GPS network? Global navigation grinds to a halt, right? All planes, ships, you name it. It's a huge risk, to society as it is. Anyway.
I can imagine some little hackers at Melways trying to take out that so they can get their books back in circulation.
Can you imagine
for anyone under 40, you won't know what a Melways is.
I was say, I reckon if I gave my kids a Melways and said get from A to B, they would have absolutely low hope.
I'd be screwed. But that was the best. The best tool I ever had in my car was a Melways, because every time I wanted the lights to go green, I'd just look at my Melways and it'd bloody go green, all right. And I go, shit, it's time to go. So, the old-fashioned paper. Yeah.
There we go. All right, time for trivia number 2. So we have got, of course, another.
I'm feeling confident this time, JT.
You got this one?
All
right, here we go. Yeah, get ready, everyone.
I don't know what it is.
Second question coming your way. All right. What will Apple not allow with their iPhones when they are portrayed in the movies? Will they not let them show them braking? Or B, calling emergency services? C, being used by the baddies or the bad guys? Or D, playing the game Angry Birds? What will Apple not allow with their iPhones in movies? A, showing them braking. B, calling emergency services. C, being used by the baddies. Or D, playing the game Angry Birds. Lock them in. You've got about 5 seconds before this disappears.
Go do it now. You know he's going to make it disappear, so you have to actually.
There we go.
I tell you what, JT, I'm going to have a guess at that. And
what would you go with, Donnie?
I reckon I'm going with D. Something tells me a few years ago Angry Birds called Apple out and took their stuff off iTunes or some. There's something. I'm going D. That's my gut. Right. I've got no bloody idea. My history of getting these right is not good, so don't follow me.
There's a few going D. Now, just reminds me, next week, Donnie, I'm just making a note of this now. There is a fascinating story around Apple and the use of sound. I will share that story next week. I actually only heard it this week, and it was absolutely, it blew my mind. So I'll share that next week. Anyway, back to the trivia question. All right, so let's just get that answer up again. It was a tough one, wasn't it, guys?
Everyone got him in?
All right, so this was the question again.
What have we got?
What will Apple not allow with their iPhones in movies? So a lot of people went D by the look of it there in the things. So let me tell you, Donnie, if you went with the answer D, you are incorrect. It is not the answer D. If you said show them braking, you are also incorrect.
Oh, what?
So it leaves us with either B or C. And
I'd go B on this one.
Looking at the list.
Because it has to be B surely, because the numbers, emergency numbers, are different all over the world. What? Oh, what?
No one got that one, Sonny. No one got them. Apple will not let their iPhones be used by the bad guys in the movie. So when you see an iPhone being used, it is always a good character to be seen to always be positive.
Is that right? How much control do they have over that? Like, what are they going to pay for?
Well,
Do they?
any phone that is used in the movies is sponsored. So they'll either go to Samsung or Apple and say, how much money do you want to pay us to use your phone in the movie? Everything you see in the movie is sponsored.
JT, you reckon it for me? Really? Everything?
Yeah, absolutely. There's no product placement for free, mate. A lot of money is changed hands for those things. So there you go. No one got that correct. I love it. This is just great, Tony. Thanks for that little heads up. I love it.
I tell you what, the wheel's going to look like a bloody, not even a clock, mate. There's only, it's split in
two
half
people
so
on
far,
it.
isn't it?
Two people on it so far. Kim and Ben, 50-50 chance of winning.
Josh did come in late, so I tell you what, I'm screwed. That's it. No more using my iPhones and all my JT. I did sign up for an acting thing too, just quietly.
Ooh,
so
tell us, what's that all about?
Well, one night I was just lying there and I was a bit bloody bored, thinking I couldn't sleep and. Anyway, I thought, what am I going to do? And I thought, I like this, going to Paris Caper, and it was fun, like it brought a lot of joy being in the movies or in the little bloody screen, the TV. And I just thought, I reckon there's probably a place for some middle-aged one-legged blokes in some stuff. So I signed up to this agency. It's called, Star Now, I think it's called. And I get bloody messages every single day saying, here's these roles. Yeah, it's called Star Now. And they're just after extras, they're after actors, voiceovers, all sorts of shit, JT. My advice, kids, if you go absolutely shit in your exams, just sign up for Star Now and be an actor. I'm sure there's actors out there, but you can be an extra. Like, literally need no brains at all to be that. All ethnicities, ages, sexes, the lot. And you can just be in the back of movies. Probably not holding an iPhone if you're a baddie.
There you go. Start now. Good job. We'll look forward to seeing you popping up on our screens yet again, Donnie.
Well, no, not that. I literally just signed up to have a look what's out there. But, hey, JT, I like this. Your mum said harder questions than the silkworm question. I think JT's been bitten by the silkworm and he's come to stitch you lot up. So, sorry guys, I've got no say in the questions at all. It's all JT's doing. Now, JT, let's get to, I've got one I want to have a crack at you at. It is our Ready to Rumble.
Oh, okay, let's do it. Ready to Rumble, okay.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Okay, well, I actually don't know what this is about, so this could be interesting. Fire away.
Just before we get ready to rumble, I do like your thing, Kim, the movie Relax, it was a bloody TV commercial. You're right, but I tell you what was in common with it is I have been in a couple of movies and I was a body double in one. There is a lot of sitting around time. You do a lot of next to nothing for a long time and then you repeat your lines time and time and time again. And that is why movies cost so bloody much to make, is because there's so much downtime. But anyway, you're right. It is the screen is what I was trying to say. I like the whole theatre stuff. It's pretty cool. JT, Ready to Rumble, my friend, is this.
All right, let's do it.
It is sort of exciting that the Ambo's got a pay deal of a minimum of 16.98% up to 33% pay increase for the experienced, the micro guys. The guys have been around for a long, long time. And seriously, it was... It's a big move, JT, a big move. And I would be the first person to say rightly deserved. My question, JT, and I like this about where you come from. You're on the opposing side, by the way, and you are a small business and you've just got your employees come into you and they've said, well, we've seen the Ambos get this 16%, 17% pay rise and some up to 33%. Yep. How are you going to go as a small business going, actually, yep, we will give our employees that sort of pay rise? Could a business afford to do what the government's just done, JT?
Well, mate, to answer that question, the government can't afford to do what they've done either. We are in record debt. Victoria has more debt than all of the other states combined, I think. So, mate, we cannot afford it. We keep just, paying out money that we just don't have. So do they deserve more money? Well, shit, everyone deserves more money. Let's be honest. It's a cost of living crisis. We're all doing it tough. So I think 16% or 33% is just freaking ridiculous, to be honest, and not sustainable. And I heard a thing this morning on 3AW, and so I won't take any credit at all for it. But I think we spoke about this a couple of episodes back around the stop-go people, the lollipop people on the work site, earning over $200,000 $200,000 a year. And it just came out this morning that you've got casuals that are working, and to be fair, some of them might be crane drivers or something, so it's not, just, sweeping the floor or something. But, they're earning $300,000 a year, Don. So, the whole system is just absolutely out of whack at the moment. So, is it fair? No. But do I think AMBOs and teachers and these guys should be getting more than potentially construction workers? Well, yeah, I do. I think the whole price on construction jobs is an absolute joke at the moment. If you're getting $200,000 for doing that shit, you're telling me that's worth more than a paramedic who's out there saving lives, or teachers that are influencing people? So no, I don't. So I think the whole system is out of whack. Good luck to them for getting some more money, but I don't know if that answers your question, though, Don.
Well, as Jack.
I think we've lost
Keep
Don.
freezing, JT.
Yeah, you are. Back a little bit. Yep.
Did I talk about being in the movies? I can't even get our fucking podcast right.
I can hear you. It's a bit blurry, but we can hear you okay.
So, JT, and this is my point. Obviously, for those of you that know me, you know that my beautiful firstborn is a nurse, and I have a real issue with the fact that our nurses come in and she pays a couple of $100 a fortnight for parking. You're going in to save people's lives that abuse you, that you're literally cleaning up their shit after you're qualified. And then Dan Andrews, before he exits stage left, says, right, we're going to give all new nurses free training, and we're not going to wipe the hex of the ones that have just bust their ass to get qualified. You can still pay that off, by the way. So it's a tough situation. So I've got some friends that are paramedics, and I think they're bloody awesome, and I love the fact that good on them. And honestly, I love the nature of what they've done with this deal, and saying, hey, if you're highly qualified and you've been around for a long time, you're going to get a bigger incentive because we want to pay to keep you. And that's one of the things that's killing teachers at the moment, is that this pay deal, it's nothing to keep the people, nurses and teachers. There's nothing to keep them there. No incentives. The incentives are all for the new people to come in. We're basically encouraging people to turn over. So it's a tough space, JT, and I think we should just acknowledge the fact that anybody in a space that saves or works in a service space to help other people, buddy, good on you, because I just think that your blood's worth bottling. It's not a job I could do, and I really respect everybody that goes through that and does their training and does all the shit to get to where they're at. They deserve everything they get. So our Ready to Rumble was a bit of a shit one, because we both really want the good outcomes for the people that deserve it.
Yeah, pretty much. I think we're on the same page there, John. So, yeah, it's a shit one.
Yeah.
Geez, one job to do each week. And
I just plucked it out too tonight. I thought, here we go. Buddy, my little mate Swifty, she said, Ambos, talk about the Ambo style. Because for some of you, what you'll notice is about 8 minutes before the show starts, I send you a text and go, shit, tell me a story I should be talking about. What do I need to discuss? And to the credit of some of our fine listeners, they come back and some stuff, and I quickly jump on Google and find out a little bit about it sometimes. But I appreciate everybody's input, by the way, when I've got nothing. So anyways, what else we got, JT? We've got to be getting near the dad joke, surely.
Oh, should we do, well, put it to our listeners.
We've got another trivia first.
Do we do the trivia or the dad joke? What do we do next? Let's just take take a poll.
The way your trivia is going, you're not going to need much time to get people on.
That's true. I am not, because the last one.
You're shafting our good listeners.
I'm happy to take guidance on what people reckon.
Righto, what do you want to do, guys? Do you want the dad joke, or do you want the next trivia? Trivia's coming in quick. Right. They all want to participate, JT.
That's good enough for me. Let's go the trivia.
Because they know the dad joke wraps us up.
Our third and final trivia here we go. All right, here we go. Approximately how many iPhone users are there worldwide? Is it A, 600 million, B, 900 million, C, 1.2 billion, or D, 1.4 billion? Approximately how many iPhone users are there worldwide? A, 600 million, B, 900 million, C, 1.2 billion, or D, 1.4 billion people?
So those playing the game like I did my exams at school, we've had multiple choice. We've had A and C so far. So there you go. That might help if you're playing the elimination game. It's time to go B or D. So one of those numbers looked pretty low. So I think I'd be going with D. Actually, was D right before?
We've had a lot of people going D. We've got a couple of A's in there. Interesting.
Oh,
Are we all
A's, where are
closed
you
off?
looking, Joe? Oh, yeah, John's gone A. Yeah, right. All right.
Few
No one's
A's,
gone
few
C or
B's.
B.
Yes, no, exactly
All
right.
right. They think the numbers big, JT. What were those numbers again? They were big numbers,
So
weren't they?
yeah, put the numbers up again. So A was 600 million, B 900 million, C 1.2, or D 1.4. So it looks like no one went B or C, and that's probably a good thing, Donnie, because neither of those were correct. So
Well,
the answer is either A or D.
Oh, surely it's not just A, 600 million. Like, that's bloody just the Indian call centre that ring me every week trying to sell solar panels to me.
So if you had the answer A, I'm sorry, you are not the winner, which means D. Anyone with the answer D was correct. It's about 1.3 something billion people. So, yeah, 1.4 billion
You
was
rounded
the
up.
correct answer. It was the nearest roundup. So, well done, guys. You are all going on to the wheel.
Well done, indeed. That's finally got him doing some bloody work. So,
Yeah,
now
I
tell
know.
me, how does that work, JT? If we've got a couple that have got the answer correct, do they get on twice? Is that like one for
Yeah,
the first
correct.
one?
You
one
get
for the
two
second?
chances. That's right. Yeah,
Right, okay.
extra
I
chance.
like it.
Now, Don,
Righto.
while I'm doing that, what are you going to talk to the people about while I am whacking some names on the wheel? And then we've got Dad joke, and then we are just about done.
Righto, JT, give it to me. Oh, actually, JT, I've got a go cost a hack living whack me stinger up. I've got one.
What wasn't
Have you
that
got
one we went through before? No,
No,
cost
that
of
was a
living.
life-
Oh, got it. Okay, all right. Here we go. Here we go.
JT, since this is the night for iPhones, mate, I've decided to give everyone a chance to grab their phone out, open up your Uber. I don't know if I've told you this before, but I did it recently in this little trip over to Paris. I'd never done this before, and I'm bloody addicted, JT. I opened up my Uber account, and I went, select two wheels, and JT, you can just get the bikes. That's how you can hire the Lime bikes or the scooters. Boof and Winners and I, we were in City the other week, and I just thought, shit, I've seen people on them everywhere, and I think they've been banned now. But did you know you can hire a Lime bike or scooter with your Uber app? I didn't know that, JT, and I was
did
so
not
impressed.
know. I did not know that.
Yeah. So when you open it, you can get Uber Eats and all that sort of stuff. And I think most people know about that. And also ordering your Uber, and you can get your cat delivered. Oscar can go for a drive if you let him. But JT, that's how you can hire a bike. Very easy. You open it, it'll show you where the bikes are. You can walk up, grab one. You take your chances with the nits, with the helmet, and then you scan you hold your phone over the little QR code on the steer wheel, and boom, bike's unlocked. Costs $1 to get on, and then it charges you, I don't know, 20, 40 cents or whatever. It's cheap. It's a really, really cheap and fun way to get around, and helps if you're a fat bastard and you want to get a bit active. You feel good about doing it. So, JT, there you go. That's my little life hack.
I did not know
Easy
that.
as you like.
And I've got to say, my daughter Em went to the city last week with some friends, and they got an app. They got not Uber. It was another brand,
Oh.
and I'd never heard of it before, and I can't remember the bloody name of it now. I'll have to, if people can pop up some comments if they know what the other one was. But anyway, it's about 30% cheaper than Uber. It's exactly the
Really?
same thing, but it's about 30% cheaper. And I'd literally never heard of it.
Like Dido or one of those ones, DD or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it might have been that.
And
I
there's-
can't remember. Yeah.
Yeah, there's also some other ones for the chicks as well. It's women drivers just for women passengers.
Yeah, right. Brilliant. Great idea.
Really, really cool. Oh, finally, I've delivered tonight. Thank you, Kim. Yes, it is. I was surprised when I found out about it. I bloody loved it. That's why I did it. And now, any chance I can, I'm straight on it. So, very good, JT. There we go. Let's go. What have we got? The dad joke. That's what I've stated.
Dad joke of the week.
Okay, Tony. I know it's, I talk it up all the time, I know. And
A little bit.
Yeah, this is possibly the best one you've ever heard.
Right.
I know, I've gone big, but okay. Right. Bear with
What do you
me.
got?
I'm going to try not to laugh at this one. All right. So, a kindergarten teacher is trying to explain to her class the definition of the word definitely. So, to make sure the students have a good understanding of the word, she asks them to use it in a sentence. So, the first student raises his hand and says, "Well, the sky is definitely blue." And the teacher said, "Well, that isn't entirely correct, right? Because sometimes it's grey and it's cloudy." He's like, "Oh, yeah, fair point." So another student says, "Well, grass is definitely green." The teacher again replies, "Well, if the grass doesn't get enough water, it kind of turns brown, right? So that isn't really correct either." So finally, Billy raises his hand, Dottie.
Little Billy.
Little Billy. And he asks the teacher, he says, "Do farts have lumps?" and the teacher looked at him and said, "No, but that really isn't a question you want to be asking in a class discussion, Billy." And Billy replies, "Well, then I definitely just shit my pants."
I sense where that was going. Oh, that's very good, JT. Little Billy is delivered. I can see why you'd be excited by that because it's.
Come on, that is good, people. Come on.
Let's see what the people say, JT. You know, it's got nothing to do with whether I'm laughing or not, which I was, by the way, because I like where that's very good.
Come on, I reckon that was a good one.
And it reflected the little Billy I know too very beautifully. I could just picture him saying that very thing. So what do you think, people? Is JT's dad joke tonight, was it the best we've ever heard? Was it up there?
Back?
Did you like it? Did
Am I
you
back?
giggle?
Come on. Was there a laugh? Was there anything? Give me
There's
something,
no
people.
movement, JT. There's no movement in the chat. We might have been. Are we still on air?
It must not be working. The chat must have gone down again. It's like what's going on? It's like, it is working. Oh,
7 out of 10. Oh, Boof's harsh.
7, Boof. Come on. Jeez,
well, she calls me a 10 out of 10. So
just a smile.
A smile.
Tough crowd.
Tough crowd, JT.
Put a lot of work into that one. That's a bloody tough crowd. So, all right, get stuffed. I failed again. That's all right. That's lucky I've got thick skin or something, which I don't.
You have, JT, very thick skin. You work with me every week, so
it hurt my feelings. Good. I try and just bring a laugh to the people, Don, and this is what I get in return. It's just a thankless.
Well, you're lucky I'm a man of the people, JT, and we keep on giving. We'll be back next week regardless. No, I did. I liked it. I think the boys would have liked that more than the girls.
Just when you thought the trivia wasn't hard enough, wait till next week. Yeah, get stuffed. Until you start laughing at my jokes, that's it. All right, time for the wheel, Donnie.
Get the wheel up there, JT.
This
Get
is
up.
very, very exciting. Wheel is coming to us live here.
JT, I've got something. You know how you got a new segment tonight, or a tweak on a segment?
Hang on. Sorry, just news flash. Can we just to get a screenshot of that, please? Thank you, Rodney. Thank you. That is bloody that's made my night. Thank you. I'll send you that little cash payment later, but I appreciate it. Thank you.
JT, I've got to tell you, Rodney's a bit slow. He was laughing at the one from 3 weeks ago. No, he's not. He's not slow at all. It's only take the piss, Rodney. He's very fast, actually, Rodney. Hey, JT, you know you had the little slant on the definition of where the sayings come from.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
you know the Don's. Yes, with the Don's rant segment, right? You know that bit where I get a little bit angry camper.
Yes.
JT,
yes.
I got more love to give. So this is what I want to do. I'm going to put it to the people. Instead of Don's rant, I'm going to do a Dear Don. So people can just write to me and tell me any question they'd like my take on. So should I leave my job because my boss is an arsehole? Should I... any question at all. And I will give you the Dear Don definition or the Dear Don answer, all right? So that's the question. That's the new segment of Don's rant, JT. It's going to be called Dear Don.
All right. Wheel time.
Good luck.
Congratulations, everyone who's
Spin
on the
that
wheel.
Sucker. Who's on
Good
it?
luck.
Is everybody on it?
All the names are on. They've got it right. So,
Rodney,
Donnie, you can
Denise,
count me in to press the button.
Murray.
So
have we got a couple of Kim D's? We do. I seem to have a couple of
Kims,
yes. Johns, Evans, righto. Looks like they're all there. JT,
right.
3, 2, 1. Bang. Spin that wheel. Spank it, baby. There we go. First bottle of Spanky's going straight 2. Hey!
I reckon Kim's looking pretty good there.
She is looking very good. Couple of good chances, and does not mind the drop. I think the last one sat at the post office for about 8 weeks, but she ended up getting it and getting through it before the breakfast. So that's good. Righto, Kim, well done. That's one to you. I better write these down.
Yes, indeed. Winner, chicken dinner.
Kim, just message me the flavour of choice, and if there's after something different, remember, tropical is worth a whack in your laughing gear round. Righto, JT, you're going to spin it again a couple more times?
Oh, is that the plan? I thought we were just doing only one. You're giving more away.
Well, we had 3 questions.
Oh, you're giving 3 bottles away.
What do you reckon? Do you reckon we should?
Oh, I just thought it was for extra chances on the wheel. Mate, you're in charge of the bottle collection. That's
Well, let's do one more, at least one more, because we missed last week, and our people are good. They deserve the love. People have graduated from school today. People are
magnificent people. All right, here we go.
We are men of the people, JT.
All right,
well, Kim's jumped straight on the tropical. Very good choice, that one.
Count us in, Dotty. Let's get this.
Right, mate. 3, 2, 1. Spank it, JT.
There you go.
Right. Tropical. Written that down, Kim. And our winner chicken dinner is...
Sounds a bit out. I reckon Ben's got that.
Ben sucks. It is Ben. Absolutely.
Not Ben stiff there. It was heading
Jamum.
It was heading nearly to Ev, but Jamum, boom. There you go.
Hit us up, Jamum. Let me go. Let me know what you'd like. Righto, JT.
Delivery fees shouldn't be too expensive on that one.
No, we should save some money on postage on that. JT, just a quick public acknowledgement as well. Well done on the great work of making my new website, mate. You spent a lot of time on that. It is sensational. I love your work. Well done, mate. Thank you for that. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It is all the W's. donelgin.com.au and well worth a look. Now, JT, do you reckon we go one more? Let's do it. One more.
Oh, you really? You want to go another one? Oh, bloody hell.
Why not?
What a night. What a time to be alive.
Well, you were a bastard with your tough trivia questions, so I'm just letting people know there's still plenty of love here. Okay, so righto, 3,
all right. Yep.
2, 1, spank it.
There we go. Good luck.
Good luck.
Ed could get this. He's going to get it. Boom. Ev.
It's just fuck the postage bill right up there, but that's okay. Actually, Ev, I'm heading over to Thailand. I'm heading your way to Bangkok in about 4 weeks, Ev. So I might be able to post it from Bangkok. So it's local postage. How about that? No, I'll tell you now, anything that I take over there will be drunk by yours truly. So don't worry about that. I'll post it. That's the best option. Righto.
Bloody hell, there
so
we go,
there you
mate.
go, JT. 3 bottles. So your tough questions, however tough you make it, mate, I'll bring the love. Well done, guys. Thanks for tuning in. It's time for us to...
Mate, it is. It's wrapping up the show. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, again.
As per shafted, he was shafted.
Usual. Oh, why is it comments all the way over there? There they go. Yeah, very stiff.
I've got a nice final thought for you too, JT.
Oh, what's that?
This is it. This is my final thought before.
You've got. Oh, hang on. What?
No. You go.
Right, go.
Hold on. 10 seconds. Right. JT, maturity is working through your trauma and not using it as a never-ending excuse for poor behaviour. That's maturity, kids. And that's our show. Giddy up.
Oh, wow, that's bloody brilliant. Awesome. All right, well done. Thanks, everyone, for watching. We cannot wait to see you guys next week. We will be back next week, assuming nothing goes wrong and no migraines and Don's not on famous, picked up by some modelling agency in his new bloody gig. So, yeah, have a wonderful week. Don, before we go... Give our people a listen, because we haven't discussed this, Don, but I think what we should do, Donnie, is give away another bottle of Spank for the person that gets the closest to the winning grand final score on the weekend. So if you're okay with that, Donnie, just put all you need to put is either Brisbane or Sydney and the winning margin. So
do they have to put it on our group chat or
now comments now
right now? Okay,
yep, right now.
So this is your time right now. Okay,
yep.
So hopefully people haven't pissed off. Okay, so we've got.
If you bailed early, you just missed out. Bad luck. So just get it in your comments right now. So it's either going to be Sydney or Brisbane and the points margin, and whoever is closest,
JT, I like it.
Whoever's closest is going to pick themselves up a bottle.
I'll read a couple out, JTs. They're coming up. Swans by 30. Wouldn't have thought so. Bloody hope not. Anyway, I'm in Brisbane. Who are you going for, JT?
Mate, I am Brisbane all the way.
Yeah, me too.
I hope they get the job done.
Yes,
not that I really care either way, but more a softer spot for Brizzy. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know, point margin, I haven't really thought about it. I would probably say...
Brisbane by 2 points. That'll
make
make it
such good
interesting
games
game.
all year. Sydney, it's hard to score. Well, it's going to be low. I'm going to say Brisbane by 14. Brisbane by 14.
Righto. I'll go Brisbane by
draw.
7, JT. Brisbane by 7.
7.
Oh, actually, Josh O'Connor's gone Brisbane by 7 as well, by the looks of that. And Kim's gone Brisbane by 17.
Sorry.
So a draw, that will be a game to watch, because as you're a Victorian,
Not possible, Ev, anymore. No draws anymore. But,
so what happens, JT? Is it
extra
time?
time? Yeah, extra time
Right.
now. If it's a draw,
What is it? 5 minutes each way, or
I'm not sure. I think. Yeah, I don't know. We haven't had one yet.
golden goal?
No golden goal. It is definitely extra time. So
Right.
anyway, there you go. So awesome. All right.
Well, we've got.
There we go.
It looks like everybody's commented. Good.
Well
we've got
done.
a record of that. Good luck,
They're in.
guys. We
Fantastic.
will. We'll have a
Seeing
winner.
how it goes, and may everyone have a wonderful. If you're in Victoria, enjoy a stupid public holiday Friday off.
Yes.
Woo! And may the best team win on Saturday, and we look forward to catching you guys all next.